Have you ever felt lost, unsure of your next step, or wondered why life takes twists you never expected? What if I told you that every challenge, every delay, every turn you didn't plan is part of a greater design, a plan far wiser than our human mind can comprehend? Today, we explore the incredible power of trusting God's plan, not as a concept, but as a life-changing mindset. When we surrender our fears and doubts, we open ourselves to a path of clarity, purpose, and unstoppable growth. Trust is not passive. It's the courage to move forward even when the way is unclear, knowing that the universe, guided by God, has a plan tailored uniquely for you. This plan tailored uniquely for you. Faith in the unseen is the cornerstone of trusting God's plan. It is the quiet, persistent voice inside that says, even though I cannot see the entire path, I will keep moving forward. Too often, we let our eyes dictate our actions, expecting to see every step before taking it. But life is rarely a straight line. Imagine a farmer planting seeds in the soil. He cannot see the roots growing beneath the surface, nor can he witness the transformation of a tiny seed into a mighty tree. Yet, he trusts the process, waters the soil, tends to the land, and waits patiently for the harvest. In the same way, trusting God's plan requires a faith that is active, not passive, a faith that takes action despite uncertainty. Consider the story of someone who has always dreamed of starting their own business. They spend months, perhaps years, planning every detail, yet opportunities seem scarce, clients don't respond, or resources appear insufficient. It is in these moments of uncertainty that faith in the unseen becomes crucial. Faith does not demand proof. It demands courage to step forward even when the path is invisible. When they invest effort and energy despite not knowing the immediate outcome, they align with the higher plan, opening doors they could never have imagined. What may feel like delay or struggle is often the preparation stage, shaping their skills, mindset, and resilience for the moment when the vision finally blooms. Daily life offers countless examples of unseen faith. Think of a student who studies relentlessly for exams, not knowing whether their efforts will yield success. They cannot see the final grade, nor can they predict the obstacles they may face along the way. Yet their dedication and consistent work reflect faith in the process, the belief that preparation, discipline, and perseverance will eventually bear fruit. This faith in the unseen is not blind. It is informed by effort, intention, and alignment with a purpose larger than immediate results. Faith in the unseen also challenges us to look beyond circumstances. Life often presents situations that seem unfair, confusing, or painful. A sudden job loss, a breakup, or a health scare may feel like the end of the world. Yet these moments are often the invisible threads of God's plan weaving us toward growth and opportunity. Like a sculptor chiseling a rough block of stone, the challenges we face shape our character, resilience, and vision. If we only relied on what we could see, the immediate loss, the fear, the pain, we might miss the transformation occurring beneath the surface. Faith allows us to trust that what we cannot see is still working for our good, even when logic, reason, or circumstances suggest otherwise. One of the most powerful aspects of faith in the unseen is that it cultivates patience and inner peace. When we stop demanding immediate answers and outcomes, we allow life to unfold at its own pace. Imagine a river carving its path through mountains. It does not force its way, but flows persistently, adapting, overcoming obstacles, and moving steadily toward its destination. Faith works the same way. By trusting God's plan, we release the constant anxiety of needing to see the full picture. We embrace the flow, confident that each twist, turn, and obstacle has meaning and contributes to our growth. Faith in the unseen also inspires creativity and courage. When we cannot rely solely on what is visible, we are pushed to explore new possibilities, take risks, and develop innovative solutions. The entrepreneur who launches a startup, the artist who pours their soul into a project without knowing if it will succeed, the parent guiding a child through unknown challenges, all of these individuals embody faith in the unseen. They take steps not because the outcome is guaranteed, but because they trust in the journey, in the plan designed for them, and in the power of persistence. Moreover, faith in the unseen strengthens our connection with God and the universe. When we cannot rely on human understanding alone, we turn to a higher wisdom. We begin to notice subtle signs, guidance, and synchronicities that confirm our path. Like a traveler navigating a dense forest without a map, every small landmark, every instinct, every whispered insight becomes a guidepost. Trusting God's plan does not require that we see the entire route. It requires that we follow the cues, listen intently, and take each step with confidence. In our daily lives, practicing faith in the unseen means making decisions with trust rather than fear. It means waking up each day with the belief that effort, integrity, and perseverance will align with a greater design. It is sending out applications, starting new projects, or approaching new people, even when rejection feels likely, knowing that every step taken in faith contributes to the unfolding of your unique destiny. It is believing that unseen forces are shaping circumstances, guiding your actions, and opening opportunities that will eventually manifest in ways you could never have orchestrated alone. Faith in the unseen is not easy. It requires courage, patience, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. But it is also profoundly liberating. When we trust God's plan without needing to see every detail, we experience freedom from fear, clarity amidst confusion, and strength amidst challenges. We become co-creators of our destiny, working hand in hand with a wisdom greater than our own. And in that trust, life begins to flow with purpose, joy, and fulfillment beyond what the eye can see. In essence, faith in the unseen is the heartbeat of trusting God's plan. It transforms waiting into preparation, obstacles into lessons, and uncertainty into opportunity. It invites us to act boldly, live fully, and embrace the journey, confident that every step, no matter how invisible, is part of a divine design moving us toward our greatest potential. Letting go of control is one of the most challenging yet transformative acts we can embrace in life. As human beings, we are wired to plan, to organize, and to anticipate every outcome. We often feel the need to hold tightly to the reins of our lives, believing that if we control every detail, we can guarantee success, happiness, and security. Yet, the truth is, control is often an illusion. Life's greatest moments, its most profound growth, and its unexpected blessings frequently arrive not when we plan them perfectly, but when we release our grip and trust God's plan. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means surrendering the need to manipulate outcomes and embracing the freedom of faith. Think about a person preparing for a big presentation at work. They rehearse their speech repeatedly, design every slide with perfection, and anticipate every question that might arise. Yet, despite all this preparation, some aspects are beyond their control. The audience's reactions, technical glitches, or last-minute changes. When they insist on controlling every detail, stress rises, confidence falters, and anxiety clouds their focus. But when they let go of control, trusting that their preparation, talent, and God's guidance will align, they enter the room with calm assurance. open to the flow of events, and ready to handle whatever comes.
Ba.
Letting go does not mean ignoring responsibility. It means accepting that not everything is within our hands, and peace comes from that acceptance. Daily life offers countless examples of how letting go can transform our experiences. Consider relationships. We often try to control how others think, act, or feel toward us. We may overanalyze text, plan every interaction, or manipulate situations to ensure we are understood or valued. Yet this obsession with control leads to frustration, disappointment, and strained connections. Letting go does not mean we stop caring or stop taking action. It means we trust that people, like life itself, have their own paths and timing. When we release the need to control their responses, we create space for authenticity, mutual respect, and genuine connection to flourish. Letting go of control also transforms our approach to challenges. Life is unpredictable. A sudden illness, a financial setback, or an unexpected relocation can shake our sense
E of security. The first instinct is often to resist, to fight, and to try to force things back into our desired shape.
Yet, resisting only prolongs suffering and intensifies stress. By letting go of control and accepting that some events are beyond our influence, we gain clarity and energy to focus on what we can change. It is in this space of surrender that creativity, resilience, and insight emerge. We discover solutions we could not have imagined when trapped in the illusion of control. Sports offer another powerful example. An athlete can train tirelessly, follow strict routines, and prepare for every possible scenario. Yet during the game or competition, the outcome is never fully controllable. Opponents may perform unexpectedly, weather conditions may change, or mistakes may occur. True champions do not obsess over controlling the game. They control their effort, mindset, and response. By letting go of the uncontrollable, they remain composed, adaptable, and open to the opportunities that arise in real time. Similarly, in life, letting go of control allows us to respond to challenges with grace rather than react with anxiety. Letting go of control is not a single act but a daily practice. It begins with awareness, recognizing where our grip is unnecessary or harmful. It continues with trust, believing that God's plan, which is wiser and broader than our vision, is unfolding even in ways we cannot see. And it is reinforced by action, taking the steps we can take without obsessing over the outcome. For instance, a student may study diligently for exams but must release the fear of grades beyond their effort. A job seeker can apply, interview, and prepare, yet must release attachment to immediate results.
A parent can guide and nurture, yet must release the illusion that they control every aspect of a child's future. Each act of letting go frees energy, reduces stress,
Ends and aligns us with the flow of life. Letting go of control also deepens our relationship with God.
When we release the need to micromanage life, we open a channel for divine guidance, insight, and support. We start noticing subtle signs, timely encounters, and intuitive nudges that guide our decisions. Life becomes less about forcing outcomes and more about responding to opportunities as they arise. Like a surfer riding a wave, we do not control the ocean, but we learn to balance flow and harness its power. In this surrender, we experience joy, freedom, and a sense of partnership with God's wisdom. Moreover, letting go of control teaches humility and gratitude. When we accept that we are not the ultimate orchestrators of life, we begin to appreciate the unseen forces that work on our behalf. Today, let us dive into this truth. We recognize the countless moments where life exceeded our expectations, precisely because we were willing to let go and trust. Each challenge, delay, or unexpected turn becomes an opportunity to cultivate patience, resilience, and deeper faith. By releasing control, we invite life to surprise us with blessings, lessons, and growth beyond what we could have imagined. Ultimately, letting go of control is an act of courage and faith. It requires confronting fear, the fear of uncertainty, failure, or disappointment, and choosing trust instead. It requires believing that God's plan is unfolding perfectly, even when we cannot see it. It requires embracing life with open hands, ready to receive whatever comes, confident that each step, even if unforeseen, is part of a greater design. In surrender, we find strength. In trust, we find freedom. And in letting go, we discover the beauty of living aligned with a plan far wiser than our own. Patience in the process is a quality that separates those who achieve lasting success from those who give up too soon. In a world obsessed with instant results, immediate gratification, and quick fixes, patience often feels like a lost art. Yet life teaches us repeatedly that true growth, meaningful achievements, and divine timing cannot be rushed. God's plan unfolds at its own pace, and every delay, every waiting period, and every moment of uncertainty is a deliberate part of the journey designed to prepare us for what lies ahead. Patience is not merely waiting. It is an active state of faith, perseverance, and trust in the unseen forces shaping our path. Consider the story of a young professional starting a career in a competitive field. They may work tirelessly, taking on extra projects, studying new skills, networking relentlessly, and yet promotions and recognition often come slowly. The instinct is to become frustrated, comparing themselves to colleagues or questioning whether effort is worth it. Patience in the process reminds them that each experience, even the tasks that seem mundane or the challenges that feel discouraging, is laying the foundation for long-term success. Every assignment, every interaction, every small step is equipping them with knowledge, resilience, and character that will serve them in ways they cannot yet see. By trusting the process, they remain steadfast, confident that the timing of rewards aligns with a greater plan. Patience is also evident in personal growth and self-improvement. For example, someone trying to develop a healthier lifestyle, whether it's fitness, diet, or mental well-being, often struggles with the temptation to see immediate results. They may measure progress by daily changes and become disheartened when results are slow or inconsistent. However, patience in the process allows them to recognize that transformation is gradual. Each small effort compounds over time, like water slowly shaping stone, and the consistency they maintain becomes the invisible work that eventually leads to visible results. Trusting God's plan in this context means understanding that lasting change requires time, persistence, and faith in the journey rather than impatience for instant gratification. Life's challenges often test our patience more than any other virtue. Imagine someone navigating a difficult period, such as financial hardship, a personal loss, or a professional setback. The immediate reaction is often to seek a quick solution or to force things to improve. Yet, forcing outcomes rarely aligns with the divine timing of God's plan. Patience in the process allows them to endure hardship with dignity, to observe lessons hidden within struggle, and to grow stronger through adversity. Like a seed buried in dark soil, the challenges we face are preparing us for growth, resilience, and breakthroughs that are impossible without enduring the waiting period.
The pause, the delay, the struggle, all are part of a carefully orchestrated process. Patience also shapes our relationships and connections with others.
Building trust, understanding, and meaningful bonds takes time. Friendships, mentorships, and romantic relationships cannot be rushed without risking superficiality or misunderstanding. When we practice patience in our interactions, we allow people to reveal their true selves, to grow alongside us, and to contribute authentically to our lives. God's plan often involves people crossing our path at precisely the right time, and patience ensures we are ready to appreciate and embrace their presence fully. Rushing relationships or forcing outcomes can lead to missed opportunities or lessons that only time can teach. A practical example of patience in action is seen in the journey of learning a new skill. Whether it is mastering a musical instrument, developing a professional expertise, or acquiring a creative craft, the beginning is often slow, full of mistakes, and sometimes frustrating. Students may compare themselves to others who seem more advanced or feel they are not progressing quickly enough. Patience in the process transforms this perspective. Each error, each repetition, and each moment of practice is an essential part of growth. Trusting God's plan means believing that the time invested, no matter how imperfect, is part of a larger design, preparing them for proficiency, mastery, and confidence in the future. Moreover, patience in the process nurtures emotional resilience and mental strength. When we practice waiting with faith, we learn to manage anxiety, control impulsive reactions, and maintain clarity amidst uncertainty. This resilience becomes a powerful tool in both personal and professional life. We begin to see delays, obstacles, and unexpected changes not as threats but as opportunities to develop patience, wisdom, and discernment. By embracing patience, we align ourselves with God's timing, cultivating a mindset that transforms challenges into growth, setbacks into lessons, and waiting into preparation for a greater purpose. Finally, patience in the process deepens our spiritual connection and trust in God. When we allow life to unfold at its own pace, we start recognizing the subtle guidance, synchronicities, and opportunities that emerge in their own time. Patience teaches us that every season has a purpose. Every delay carries a lesson, and every challenge is a stepping stone toward our destiny. By cultivating patience, we not only endure the waiting period but thrive within it, finding meaning, strength, and fulfillment in the journey itself. In essence, patience in the process is the bridge between effort and reward, struggle and breakthrough, uncertainty and clarity. It transforms waiting into active preparation, disappointment into learning, and delays into divine timing. By embracing patience, we align ourselves with God's plan, trusting that the path may be slow, the steps may be unseen, but every moment is leading us exactly where we are meant to be. It is in this patience that we find peace, strength, and unwavering faith, knowing that God's plan unfolds perfectly for those willing to endure, persist, and trust the process. Challenges are not obstacles meant to stop us. They are opportunities designed to teach us, shape us, and prepare us for what lies ahead. Life often presents situations that seem unfair, unexpected, or even painful, and our natural reaction is to resist, complain, or feel defeated. Yet, when we shift our perspective, we begin to see that each challenge carries within it a hidden lesson, a purpose we may not immediately recognize. Trusting God's plan means understanding that difficulties are not random. They are intentional moments that build our character, strengthen our faith, and align us with our true path. Consider the experience of someone who loses a job unexpectedly. The initial shock may bring fear, anxiety, and frustration. It is easy to focus on the immediate problem, how to pay bills, maintain stability, or protect one's reputation. But in hindsight, challenges like this often serve as turning points. Losing a job can spark self-reflection, inspire skill development, or open the door to a career path that aligns more closely with one's passions and purpose. The lesson lies not in the loss itself, but in the growth and wisdom gained from navigating the hardship. Those who embrace challenges with faith and curiosity discover resilience, adaptability, and new opportunities that may have remained hidden if everything had gone according to plan. Challenges in daily life also teach us patience, perseverance, and humility. Take, for example, a student preparing for important exams. The long hours of study, the struggle to grasp difficult concepts, and the moments of self-doubt can feel overwhelming.
Yet, these challenges are not merely obstacles to overcome. They are training grounds for discipline, mental toughness, and the ability to overcome adversity.
The student learns to manage time effectively, to seek guidance when needed, and to maintain focus despite distractions. In the process, they not only gain knowledge, but also develop essential life skills. God's plan often uses these challenges to equip us with tools we will need later in life, demonstrating that the struggle itself is an invaluable teacher. Even personal relationships can be a source of lessons through challenges. Conflicts with friends, family, or colleagues often test our patience, empathy, and communication skills. When faced with misunderstandings or disagreements, our instinct may be to withdraw, retaliate, or demand immediate resolution. Yet, these situations provide lessons in emotional intelligence, compassion, and the art of compromise. By approaching difficult relationships with a mindset of learning, we begin to understand perspectives beyond our own, develop stronger bonds, and cultivate resilience in handling human interactions. Each challenge in relationships is a reflection of life's broader lessons about respect, empathy, and understanding. Sports and physical training offer another vivid illustration of lessons in challenges. An athlete aiming to improve their performance faces fatigue, repeated failures, injuries, and moments of discouragement. Each obstacle is a lesson in discipline, determination, and mental strength. Injuries teach patience and self-care. Losses teach humility and strategic thinking, and grueling training teaches the value of persistence. Through these challenges, athletes grow not only in skill, but in character. Similarly, life's challenges are opportunities to refine our abilities, strengthen our resolve, and grow into our full potential, often in ways that comfort and ease never could. Challenges also reveal inner strengths we may not have known we possessed. Imagine a parent caring for a child with special needs or a family member facing illness. The daily trials may feel overwhelming, testing limits of patience, endurance, and creativity. Yet, through these experiences, parents and caregivers often discover extraordinary capacities for love, resilience, and problem solving. What initially seems like an insurmountable challenge becomes a testament to human strength, compassion, and adaptability. These lessons, learned through lived experience, are rarely obtained through smooth, predictable circumstances. God's plan often places challenges in our path to reveal the depth of our potential. Financial struggles, setbacks in business, or entrepreneurial failures similarly offer lessons in resilience, strategy, and perspective. The initial fear of loss or failure may feel paralyzing, but navigating these challenges teaches risk management, creative problem solving, and the value of persistence. Many successful entrepreneurs credit early failures as the foundation of their later success. Without the challenge, they might not have developed the insight, resourcefulness, and patience necessary to reach their full potential. In this way, every obstacle is an invisible teacher guiding us toward mastery and fulfillment. Even small daily inconveniences carry lessons. A delayed train, a difficult customer, or an unexpected change in plans teaches adaptability, mindfulness, and patience. The accumulation of these small lessons equips us to handle larger, more significant challenges with grace. By shifting our mindset from resistance to learning, we begin to recognize that every moment of difficulty, no matter how minor, is part of
a broader plan designed to refine us. Ultimately, embracing challenges with an attitude of learning transforms our perspective on life.
Instead of viewing difficulties as setbacks or punishments, we start seeing them as opportunities for growth, preparation, and alignment with God's plan. Each obstacle, no matter how painful or inconvenient, contains a lesson waiting to be discovered. By reflecting on these lessons, applying the insights gained, and trusting that every challenge has purpose, we cultivate resilience, wisdom, and a sense of empowerment that cannot be taken away. Life is a continuous series of lessons, often wrapped in challenges. By embracing these moments with faith, we align ourselves with God's plan, grow in character, and prepare for the opportunities and blessings ahead. Challenges are not interruptions. They are interruptions. They are integrals we are meant to become, shaping us into the individuals we are meant to become. Trusting God's plan allows us to face adversity, not with fear, but with curiosity, courage, and confidence, knowing that every challenge carries within it the seed of growth, strength, and transformation. Courage to move forward is the heartbeat of progress. Life rarely waits for us to feel completely ready, fully prepared, or entirely confident. The truth is, the moment we step forward, despite fear, uncertainty, or doubt, is the moment we begin to align with God's plan. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act in spite of it. Every great achievement, every moment of growth, and every transformative experience begins with a single step taken in faith. Even when the path ahead is unclear, it is in these steps that we discover the strength, resilience, and wisdom that lie dormant within us. Consider a person dreaming of changing careers. The thought of leaving a stable job, stepping into the unknown, and facing potential failure can be paralyzing. The mind screams countless what ifs, questioning whether the decision is wise or whether success is possible. Courage is the quiet, persistent voice that says, I will take this step anyway. By acting despite fear, they open themselves to possibilities that would have remained invisible had they stayed in their comfort zone. A single act of courage often sets off a chain of events that realigns life with purpose, opportunities, and growth in ways they could never have anticipated. Daily life is filled with moments where courage to move forward is required. For instance, a student applying to a competitive university may fear rejection, worrying that they are not good enough or prepared enough. Courage allows them to submit the application, attend the interview, and perform to the best of their abilities, even with the knowledge that outcomes are uncertain. This act alone, choosing to face fear instead of avoiding it, builds confidence, resilience, and a mindset that embraces opportunity over hesitation. In many ways, courage in everyday life is less about dramatic heroics and more about consistent, deliberate action in the face of uncertainty. Relationships provide another powerful example. Starting a new friendship, expressing one's feelings, or having difficult conversations all require courage. The fear of rejection, judgment, or misunderstanding can keep us silent, holding back what we truly wish to say or do. Yet, by choosing to act courageously, we open doors to deeper connection, understanding, and mutual growth. Courage transforms relationships because it allows authenticity to shine, breaking through barriers that fear and hesitation often erect. It teaches us that vulnerability is not weakness. It is the pathway to meaningful connection and fulfillment. Courage to move forward also plays a critical role in personal growth. Trying something new, a fitness routine, a creative endeavor, a public speaking opportunity, can be intimidating. The fear of failure, embarrassment, or inadequacy can hold people back indefinitely. Courage is the decision to begin anyway, to take imperfect action with the belief that each effort is a step forward.
A person learning to play an instrument may make countless mistakes, but every practice session taken in spite of frustration builds skill, confidence, and determination.
God's plan often requires courage because the lessons, growth, and opportunities we seek are found on paths that demand us to step forward even when the outcome is unknown. Professional challenges often demand courage as well. Imagine an entrepreneur launching a new business. They face financial risk, competition, and uncertainty at every turn. Courage drives them to pitch ideas, meet potential clients, and make strategic decisions without guaranteed results. Without courage, ideas remain dormant, potential remains untapped, and growth is delayed. Every risk taken with faith becomes a step toward realizing God's plan, showing that courage is both the spark and the fuel for progress. Even in moments of personal hardship, courage to move forward transforms lives. Someone recovering from a setback, such as illness, loss, or a personal failure, must summon courage daily. It is the courage to wake up, to try again, to keep going despite the weight of disappointment or fear of future pain. Yome Bai Salam meant courage does not erase difficulty, but it empowers action, turning fear into opportunity and struggle into strength. It reminds us that life's plan is unfolding even when the path is uncertain, and progress is made one brave step at a time. Courage also teaches us about faith. By moving forward despite fear, we demonstrate trust in a higher wisdom. Each courageous act reinforces the understanding that God's plan works even when we cannot see the full picture. Courage and faith are intertwined. The act of stepping forward in the face of uncertainty is a declaration that we trust the journey, we trust ourselves, and we trust the unseen guidance shaping our lives. Without courage, faith remains theoretical, confined to thought rather than manifested in action. Finally, courage is contagious. When we choose to act despite fear, we inspire those around us, friends, family, colleagues, and even strangers witness the power of stepping forward and are motivated to embrace their own challenges with bravery. A single act of courage can ripple outward, creating a culture of action, resilience, and faith in God's plan. In this way, courage is not just a personal tool. It is a gift to the world, showing that progress and growth are possible for anyone willing to take the next step. Ultimately, courage to move forward is the bridge between fear and achievement, doubt and progress, hesitation and destiny. Every step taken in faith, even when uncertain, aligns us with God's plan and unlocks potential that lies dormant until action is taken. Life rewards those who move forward bravely, who choose persistence over hesitation, and who trust that every act of courage, no matter how small, contributes to a larger journey. When we embrace courage, we embrace life itself, stepping boldly into the path God has designed, confident that every brave step brings us closer to our purpose, growth, and fulfillment.